I thought it was an interesting event. I was surprised that right away come out with Apple TV right off the top. It was fast-paced as usual. There's some interesting choices. I think at one point I leaned over and spoke to you about some of the choices. We knew that a number of developers were in town working on their apps in private over the past few weeks. It was an interesting choice to not have all of them parade up on stage and suck up a lot of time with introductions. Instead, having one executive go through all of those apps kind of quickly and show what it was like a day in the life of the Apple Watch. Obviously, one of the big maybe show stealers were the new MacBooks. It was an interesting experience to try the new Force Touch on the trackpad. You felt a little discombobulated at first using Force Touch. Certainly when you open a QuickTime video and you're scrolling ahead, it doesn't feel like you should be able to do that by holding it down a little extra hard and be able to open up things. So it's going to take a little getting used to. It reminds me of when they switched the positioning on the trackpad a few years ago. Was it from left to right or right to left? And it took a week or so to get used to the orientation. So I think that's the way it'll be with Force with the Force push on the trackpad. But I thought it was the keyboard is fantastic. I'm in love with the new MacBook keyboard. Some interesting choices though right off the top. Like I said, Apple TV, $69 without a hardware upgrade. The partnership with HBO Now being featured right off the top. A big push for ResearchKit, which I was really excited about. Anyone who has somebody in their family who suffered with any kind of an illness, or who lives in a rural area, maybe not have access to the types of data that they might otherwise have access to. For instance, I lived in West Virginia for a number of years, and you're an hour from a big heart center. And so doctors in that area being able to gain access to all kinds of data for towns that they might not have otherwise had. I thought it was really fascinating. I didn't see that one coming. So there were a couple of big swerves from the event.
What do you think of the watch?
I spent, I think, about a half an hour diving deep into the software of the watch, and I can really start to see the narrative coming together as to why I would keep the phone in my pocket and not take it out and be able to just have quick glanceable information and text message, be able to fire a text message off, using Siri to dictate something to my wife really quickly, glanceable information at the airport, having your boarding pass pop up on your wrist. The hotel that I'm staying at here in town actually has the keyless entry feature right on the doors already. So being able to use your iPhone to tap it, or to be able to use the Apple Watch to tap on there, bypass the desk where there's always a line, and it felt really comfortable. I tried the Milanese loop. I also tried the Link bracelet. I was wondering if the Milanese loop was going to rip the arm hair off of me, but it didn't. It felt really smooth, and it was tight on my wrist at first, and be able to loosen it a little bit, and it felt great. Then the Link bracelet, the Link band, was interesting to watch because my wrist was a little bit smaller than the previous person who there. So, with one of the Apple folks being able to take apart some of the links, so I got some video of that actually, and the links are incredibly easy just to pop off. Snap on additional links, and you can't tell where they were, you don't have to take them to some store and there's some specialized tool that's going to pop off these links. You can do it with just the tip of your finger. Really, there was no tool needed, just the tip of your finger pops off the extra links, puts it on. So I'm kind of torn right now whether I'm going to pick up the Link band or the Milanese loop as my band of choice.